Hello class, I wanted to go over with you one of the assignments, which is the informational interview. It's not due, that paper's not due until week 5, which is a couple weeks away, but there are things you have to do right now to prepare for that paper. The informational interview, professional interview, it is an interview with another individual, a professional in the career field of your choice. And so it's important to reach out to them as early as possible because their schedules could very well be full. So usually a couple weeks is definitely a minimum that you would want to reach out to someone. So what you need to do this week is you need to figure out who you want to interview and start contacting a few people. You need to do a few people. If you can get your first person that you ask to interview, that would be great. But sometimes you might have to do a couple more. So don't procrastinate on this one, because this one, if you can't find someone to interview, you don't want to just get anybody. You really want to do the work on this one because it's going to help you understand the career that you want to go to. So this is in your best interest. Okay, so it's called an informational interview or a professional interview. And where you're going to find the information on that is you can go to assignments. And you go to informational interview. And what you're going to do is contact an individual who currently works in a career field that interests you. Schedule an interview with that person. So you're going to need to introduce yourself on the phone. And remember, this is like a professional networking opportunity as well. If this is a company or someone you feel that, could be open a door for you or something, you definitely want to present yourself in a manner that is respectful and professional. So you'll call them up and introduce yourself. Let them know that you're conducting an assignment in one of your career development classes is an informational interview. And to do that assignment, you need to interview a professional in the area of your choice. Tell them what you're doing, and then ask them if they would be able to offer you about even just 10 or 15 minutes of their time for you to ask them some questions about their current career. And most of the time, people will be very happy to speak with you about that. So using the information interview outline handout, which I'll give to you, I'll show you where that's at, you need to write a 2-page summary of your interviewing experience. Be sure to answer these important key questions. So the top portion of your paper, it should be your name, of course, the date, who you interviewed, where and when, and right now it'll probably be over the phone, but when did you interview them as well? Was it in person or by phone? Could be in person if it's someone in your family, and that's fine too, as long as it's in the career field that you're choosing. Don't just choose anybody. Don't just say, hey, Dad, I need to interview you because I got to get this paper done. Just make sure that it's in your field. What types of questions did you ask? So you're going to need to write down the question and then their answer. And then at the very end, I want you to talk about your impression of the career after interviewing that person. Did you find out any new information? Did it solidify your idea of going into that profession, or did you change your mind, or did it prompt more questions for you about that career? And ideas. Informational interview guide. Okay, so then where you're going to find the information, the questions, is going to be over in modules. And it'll be under activities and resources. So it may look like this for you, which is minimized, but you just click on that little arrow and it opens up those drop down boxes. You won't see these 3 here because I didn't put them up because they're not prepared. But anyways, professional interview, this one right here. You click on that and it'll pop open here, or you can open it here as well. Different formats. But again, interviewing someone, you need to pick 2 questions from each of these categories and type up the responses, type up the question and the responses. And it's expected that you'll treat this activity again as a formal networking opportunity and present yourself appropriately. So what work is like. So you choose at least 2 questions out of this area to ask them. I like the most enjoyable and describe one of your typical work days. I think those are two very important ones. Number 1 and number 4. Number 5 is good too. They're all good questions. Honestly, if you can get more time with them, that'd be great. But at least 2 questions on each category. So the next category is the state of the industry. What does this industry look like right now? Where is it going? Why do people leave the industry? All kinds of questions to choose from. Money and advancement, right? That's another category. Skills and experiences, fitting in, and then there's some more information. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories. I would expect 12 questions minimum to be asked and answered. Okay, I think this is the same thing. And really that's it for the professional interview. Type up your paper, preferably MLA format. If you don't know what that is, there's a website called Purdue, Owl at Purdue. So just type in Google Owl at Purdue. Purdue Owl. And there was another link there that said MLA formatting. But this is a really great resource for writing papers for MLA and then APA. APA is usually when you get into your bachelor's or your master's. They may have you use it. I've never used Chicago, but these 2 are really important. So MLA Guide, it'll teach you how to write in MLA style, which the basics of it are, I think, name and teacher and date or title of project, and then 12-point font, double spaced, 1-inch margins all around, and then there's a whole bunch of other information too. But that's the formatting and the style of it. I'm not asking for in-text citations, works cited, or anything like that. We're not an English course, but just the structure, the format of the paper is important to have so that it's easily legible and professionally written. Okay? Okay, that's it for informational interview. My key takeaway on this is get started right away. Think about who you want to interview and reach out to them right away to get on their calendar ask for 15 to 30 minutes of their time so that they can, so that you don't feel rushed. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know.